One thing we have not showed on the channel yet is just how much we stew over the decisions sometimes about where to go next with our van. And leaving the Canadian Rockies during the peak of climbing season was not in our original plans because the climbing season there is short enough as is. As the smoke rolled in with nowhere to escape it and no way to stop from breathing the wildfire smoke, it just became more and more inevitable every day that we had to leave. It took a few days and a lot of time to finally commit to the 800-kilometer drive west to cleaner pastures, but we finally bit the bullet, committed, and look at where we are now. We're Rich and Kirsten, and after the wildfire smoke moved into our preferred location in the Canadian Rockies, we drove out to the west coast of Canada, away from the fires and near the clean ocean breeze. Thanks to the internet, we found an incredible wild camping spot with 360-degree views of the mountains, and this one just might be the best one that we have ever found. But after a full 8 hours of driving, we had one critical task to focus on before we decided how we were going to spend the rest of our week.
This place seems as good as any to break out our solar shower for the first time of the year. The water is a little bit frigid to just jump right in, so I think it'd be nice to warm it up just a couple degrees.
I might still jump right in though.
Good for you then. I ain't doing that.
Oh, it's pretty cold.
It is pretty cool.
Just pointing out that that's us. We did not carve that though. Someone else did. Last summer we put off doing the Chief in Squamish, which is arguably one of the most famous summits in the area because it's really touristy, it's built up, which is not really our style, and it's not that high. We prefer the alpine summits. It's nice to have a nice view of Howe Sound and of Squamish and of the surrounding mountains.
Effort to reward trade-off, I don't know, like maybe a 7 out of 10. I would say that it's really beautiful, super achievable, but a little too carved out for us. There's stairs most of the way, and if there isn't stairs, there's rock stairs and a lot of people, which I'm not really surprised about.
This is the true summit though.
I guess you could say that.
It is.
This is the true summit. And it seems that most people tend towards the other side, and I don't blame them because it's the prettier side. This is a view that people actually come for, the breathtaking Howe Sound, which is an inlet that leads out to the ocean, kind of halfway up Vancouver Island, not quite at the top. It's pretty spectacular, I would say. And very windy, and very close to the edge.
That's as close as I feel comfortable going. So this is the point in the video where things get really, truly strange. And our time in Squamish was particularly odd, even though it was only for a couple days, for some reasons that we can't share on the channel quite yet. And we promise in the next few weeks, we'll be able to make sense of everything that's going on for us right now.
After spending a few too many nights in the Walmart parking lot in Squamish, we headed back to Pemberton, which we got to visit last summer when we hiked Mount Roar. We wanted to visit the Joffrey Lakes last year, but unfortunately due to a landslide, we weren't able to, but finally this year we were able to. So we picked a weekday evening, hoping that we wouldn't be too disturbed on the trail. And as it turns out,
that guy just peed into the lake. Don't go swimming if you come here.
no. This is not chlorine treated. Would not recommend. Well, that was pretty unbelievable.
We usually try to avoid tourist trails, and I was starting to think that this one was going to be different. I'm really disappointed. Oh, it hurts the soul.
I mean, it just like violates like all the rules of respecting nature. Like you're not supposed to do that. Like if you're gonna go pee, take a hike 100 meters away from a water source minimum, and then go do it if you're gonna do it.
Not only that, but they have an outhouse on the other side of the lake. All he had to do was walk around to go pee. It just hurts.
Shall we head back down? I think it's dinner time.
I think it is.
Treating nature like a trash can may not seem that odd, because unfortunately there are a lot of people who take liberties like that, but that's just where the weirdness was getting started.
What the hell did we just witness?
I think this is what Fuji Travel looks like. I think this is how rich people get around. They just fly their shit in. You want to bet that that's their truck and they went and stayed somewhere for the night?
With a helicopter.
With a helicopter. Okay, so we should go ask if they're celebrities or if they're tech wizards. There it goes.
Bye. That was crazy.
That has to be one of the top 5 things, wildest things I've seen since getting out here. That was
nuts. What makes this helicopter landing even more confusing to us is that the guys backed the truck up, threw all the bags in the truck, and instead of going out towards the highway, they went down some logging roads, and 2 hours later they reappeared. We're starting to think that they might have been stocking up a hut, but we still haven't quite figured it out. So at this point, we had like 3 really odd experiences. We had some business to attend to in Canmore, so we decided to drive back, and on our way back near Wells Gray Provincial Park, we got pulled over at a police checkpoint, had to show ID, and prove to the police officer that we owned our van and it wasn't a rental. We're assuming they were doing some sort of manhunt, but ever since getting my driver's license, I have never experienced something like this. It's always nice to get back to a place that feels like home, and to us, the Canadian Rockies just feel that way, and we finally got a day where the smoke decided to clear for us. So what better way to enjoy the day than to get back out on the trail? Today is the first stop on our 2020 Mountaineering Revenge Tour. Today we're shooting for the peak of Mount Wilcox, and this is one that we tried last summer, like really early on. I don't think at that point we were quite prepared for what was ahead of us. We didn't even attempt the scramble at the end here, and as it turns out, it's not too bad. I'm not thinking there's gonna be much of an issue getting to the top today, other than the fact that it rained last night, which was nice because it blew out some of the smoke. If you watched last week's video, you'll know that I was planning a funeral for my hiking pole, but I came up with a good solution. We had other handles from other walking sticks that we had in the van, and it fit perfectly on our hiking pole. So I'm good to go for at least another, hopefully 15 summits. We have a viewer who's requested to learn more about the geology and the flora of the area. So we're gonna do our best to turn these hiking segments into educational segments as well. And here's some wildflowers that grow in the area that we really don't know anything about. We're just flatlanders trying to masquerade as mountaineers here. That right there is Mount Wilcox. It is a big pile of rock. I believe it's sedimentary rock. I'll have to confirm that on Wikipedia. That was an avalanche. A loud one. It's nice seeing some trees trying to grow up here at 2,200 meters. Real estate prices have gone up so much over the last couple years that you gotta move a lot further away from where you work to try and make ends meet. Although I'm not sure this tree is gonna get very big because, well, we're way above the tree line here. That is a long way down, my goodness. Another one. For the books. We made a wrong turn. Probably cost us about 45 minutes and some class 4 scrambling.
Yeah, not exactly what I signed up for today, but that's okay.
As it turns out, the right path is no more than a walk up.
Who would have thunk it?
We've been back in the Rockies for a few days now, and the weirdness is finally over, we hope. But it doesn't look like the wildfire smoke is gonna be over anytime soon, and that's disappointing. This whole summer is just turning into a smoke fest. It's pretty much taking hiking right off the menu for us. And at this point, once we have our situation in Canmore resolved, I think we're gonna try and find a place where the wildfire smoke is not encroaching so that while we can enjoy what's still left of summer.
As always, thank you so much to our patrons for their support. If you're interested in behind the scenes content, come on over to Patreon and join us there. We could not do it without you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any cool places that you want us to check out this summer, be sure to leave it in the comments down below.
As always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye.